Oh no. Oh
Back-to-back
no.
Mac
Oh
nights.
boy. I'm all macked up.
You're on a cheese bender.
I'm all full of mac.
Oh, that's a lot of annies.
I am just
Kraft.
I am just packed with mac.
That's good. That's
Just stuffed full of mac.
Yeah.
Just mac pouring out
start
all
off
my
the week
holes.
right. Mm-hmm.
Got mac in my ears.
Mhm.
Got mac in my nose.
Popped a zits just full of cheese.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Hey,
Hey.
what's going on?
Hey.
What's going on this
I
week?
don't know.
How was your weekend?
It's been
Should we do this first, or should we bring on
steamy.
the guest so that he's not just sitting in the? We have a guest this week.
Ooh. A mystery? A mystery night?
Should we just kind of like talk for a while? How do talk shows usually work?
We've never had a Goss guest.
Never once have we had a Goss guest.
Mm-hmm. We've not had a Goss guest. I say unleash the beast.
Unleash the beast? Okay. Let's fucking this beast is coming in hot. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm lighting the the dynamite thing that's
I pushed the button to mute it instead of pushing the button to say okay.
Wrong one.
Are you ready?
No more technical.
Tell me when you're ready.
Now.
Sam Whiteley in the house.
I better sit up straight.
Been unleashed.
The beast is.
Let me check my posture.
The juice is loose, as they say.
James, please, James. I've sat on that couch before. I know how comfortable it
is. So good to have a Goss guest.
Yeah.
I can't say that. Goss guest.
Goss guest.
Yeah.
You guys have had Goss guests before. I've been a Goss guest before.
Well, a guest host, but never.
Oh,
a guest
true.
Guest.
That was our knockoff of Late Night Action with Alex Falcone.
Goss guest?
No, we had a late night show that Sam was on.
It was a direct ripoff. It was I saw Alex Falcone's show that failed 3 years ago, and I was like, that's what I want to model my.
You know what I want is to do the same thing as that. Yeah. No, I filled in for you once, James, as well. I sat where you're sitting on that very couch. That wasn't hyperbole. I really did that.
I was wondering why viewership was up.
This is
nice.
This is an important question that we have coming from our ultra executive producer, Some Random Ginger. Does the Goss guest have some guest goss?
I don't
know that there's any goss that I definitely have some goss I'd love to sit down and dish out with Clancy and James. I don't know that they would want me to do any of it on a live stream, but I've been told recently, and these two will agree, they both know me well enough. I've been called a gossip queen. Recently. By
Sam Whiteley.
Willamette Weekly Zone. Yes. Willamette Weekly Zone, Dylan Carlino, who one could argue is themselves a bit of a gossip whore, referred to me as such, and it really did sting and hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Which is Dylan's thing, is saying funny things that will hurt your feelings more later instead of the opposite, where it stings up front, but you laugh and it's funnier later.
I don't know what it says about me that nothing that Dylan Carlino has ever said has hurt me in any way.
I'm scared of him talking about me.
It is genuinely nothing he can say can bother me.
I wouldn't.
I think it's a me problem.
No, I wouldn't.
I think that's me. My brain's not wired right.
I think you're just playing with fire.
I think there's a normal amount of shame that people generally feel, and I don't have any of it, and it's maybe a problem.
That could also be the case.
I already regret how much time's been devoted to discussing Dylan on this, but yes, to answer your super what is it? What do you call your executive producer?
Ultra executive producer.
Ultra executive producer.
UEP.
I do have. I'll think of some goss before the stream's up to share.
Well, I mean, we did bring you on to talk about a certain thing, but we can save it for a little later, because usually, or at least for a few weeks now, we have started the show with a little thing.
Yep.
It's a little spot where one Jimothy H. Infeld.
It's a nook.
It's a It's a little cranny in the
Yeah,
heart of Jamestown.
but it's for everyone from me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the test. Can you still
Yeah.
hear us, Sam? Maybe not. Oh, perfect.
There are problems with the bumper and Sam,
We have been.
where if Sam can't hear us after a bumper, he's just gotta knock
He's gotta leave.
He's gotta knock one more time.
Knock 3 times, and if oh, here it comes.
Mhm.
The same thing happened
Yeah,
before.
perfect.
Just be
Yeah.
prepared to
That's-
do that every time.
Mhm.
Well, so
First guest.
I think I might be able to avoid it next time. But yeah, if that happens again, that's why.
Oh,
Hell yeah! All right,
Yeah.
perfect. So we're in James's corner now.
Yeah, that was it's a little spot at the top of the show where I just check in there with everyone and give them the hottest news and arts, culture, film,
music.
culinary. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Categories.
Yeah. And this week I have some really big literary news.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here we go. I'm glad Sam is here for this big literary news.
If there are any
Big reader.
book fans in the house, just book.
I could picture Sam reading a lot.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he's a page head.
Right. I actually got you guys on to saying page heads. That's how big of a page head I am.
I could see Sam cracking a few spines.
Yeah, big literary news. New York Times put out a piece this week called 22 Books. That's it.
22 books.
It's called 22 Books Joe Biden Should Read.
Oh,
We ask
wow.
writers. Yeah.
Wait. Why?
Who?
Well, because he's gonna
What writers
be,
did they ask?
22.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Okay. So are you going to
Yeah.
give us all of them, or are we just going to talk about some
Yeah, so I'll get
some
in.
choice few?
Yeah, I'll get into it. Great article. Thought I might have a little extra to contribute.
And now, quick question.
Yeah.
You've read this, so you know probably.
Yes,
Are these
yes.
like long books, or are these like
They were varied anywhere
reads?
from like 120 to 350 pages.
Because if it's not a quick read,
hmm
I'm not touching it.
I'm not going to read
I've
all the
been
pages.
working on Dune for
right now.
a year and a half now.
Oh wow, yeah, that wasn't on the
And
list.
to be honest, love the book. Can't read it for more than like 10 minutes at a time.
Gotcha. So yeah, I have basically the exact same thing to contribute. So here are 5 things Joe Biden should order from Wendy's. We asked James. So I went with spicy chicken sandwich.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Mm-hmm. I also went with chicken nuggets, not spicy.
Oh. Now, can you explain that a little bit more? Because
They're
forever...
they're the more regular
Well,
ones.
because you got to mix and match a little bit.
Yeah, I like.
I do really want to quickly highlight some random ginger pointed out that my novel, The Word Butts 170,000 times, it is a New York Times bestseller now.
Yeah.
A lot of people loving that. If you're wondering what the contents is like,
Mhm.
it's this is one book you can judge by its cover, because it is just
It really does. It literally covers top to
Yeah.
bottom what's in there.
top. Well, mostly bottom, if I'm being honest.
People are buying
That's
that
why
at
you're
airports
the
now.
NYT
Yeah.
bestseller, Clancy.
People are walking to their gate, and they get distracted. They're like, "What? 170,000 times? Impossible!" But you know what?
Yeah.
Possible. Venmo me $3, and I will send you a PDF copy of it.
Count them up.
And then I also had
Get some sort of counting device to verify it. Go ahead, James.
I will say you can fact check me. I did it, and I did it by hand. I should have copy and pasted, but I did it by hand because I'm an idiot.
Did you include the cover?
It might be 170,001.
Yes.
See, this is one of those literary debates the scholars engage in when ironically enough, it is more of an algebra problem than an
Or
English
it
lit
could be
one.
a word problem.
Mhm.
I
Sure.
mean,
Damn.
in a very literal sense, it is a word
It is
problem.
literally a word problem.
But you could also say, like, if Clancy is writing the book, the great American novel, the word butts 170,000 times, and forgets that the word butts is in the title, is that counted?
And then there's also like epilogue, prologue about the author.
Oh no, the epilogue and prologue are included.
Gotcha.
But I will say I got Steve Martin to write the foreword,
Wow.
and I did not include that. So we might be talking a few more butts.
I'd like to emphasize Random Ginger's idea that I would like that.
Yes, we will work on it.
I will read your book for the audio version. A few more items on the Wendy's list. Frosty, because Joe Biden's old. He's going to enjoy that.
Joe Biden.
Yeah. And then the sugar cookie.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I just fully.
I thought I had nothing to add for Frosty. I'm surprised that you.
You said a Frosty. He's old, so he'll enjoy that. Who doesn't enjoy a Frosty?
Well, old
Everybody.
people enjoy them more.
I don't
Little
think so.
kids and old people. That's where
Yes,
they meet
exactly.
in their Venn diagram is on Wendy's. Like we like it, sure. If someone gave me one, I'd be fucking stoked. But I will not seek one out.
In that case, here's the question:
Very often.
Am I a little kid or am I an old person?
You're both. That's the beautiful thing about you.
I like it twice as much as Joe Biden was. Because I am a Frosty hound.
Can we turn up Sam a little bit?
Yeah, totally.
And then just to wrap up this first part of the corner, sugar cookie, because I think that's just on his order. And then Baconator, because everyone deserves their last ride, you know.
Yeah, Papa Joe only gets a Baconator once a year these days.
Yeah, exactly.
He used to. I feel like
cookie.
Biden used to rip 2 of those in a sitting for sure.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like the way that he runs to that podium, Biden can have 3 or 4 Baconators.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. I feel like Biden gets up in the morning and goes for a little joggy do.
He's earning that.
Yeah.
Promo code Hartenfeld's Nutcracker for a free Dave single when you enter that promo code buying a year subscription of Pornhub Premium.
Absolutely. For a free
Dave is single.
Dave is single?
Dave's single is the single cheeseburger.
That's their classic no frills, yeah. Has it always been that?
I don't know.
Why is it Dave's?
Because Dave is Wendy's.
Because there's a Dave's double and a Dave's triple, Clancy, just on the regular menu.
What?
I love that the triple is on there, so you don't feel weird about asking for getting 3, because some people will anyways.
The audiobook version of the Wendy's menu, read by James, will be in the special features menu of the 170,000 butts.
Yep.
Audiobook. Which is a thing now. Audiobooks now have special features menus.
Oh.
That you can just leave on all night, and it's just a little light for you, and it plays the same 15-second clip of you saying butts over and over again.
And then you press play and really dive into it.
Really get in deep.
Some really big internet feud broke out this week. I don't know if anyone was paying attention to that. TikTok and OnlyFans are fighting over naked people. There were naked people that were from OnlyFans, and then naked people showed up on TikTok, and now they fight.
Is TikTok angry that the naked people are there?
Yeah.
Or is OnlyFans angry that TikTok is stealing the naked people?
Stealing all their action.
Well, it's mostly trespassing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. TikTok is mostly mad at...
TikTok is private property.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Every time you open up the TikTok app, it says, this is private property and we reserve the right to refuse service to anybody.
Exactly. So that's a fun one to pay attention to. Actually, there's one thing I watched on your Clancy's Hulu account this week too. But some gaming news this week. Big new game release for Oculus Rift game. Though it's based on an animated TV show.
Sure.
And there's that new Troutman show and they're making a VR game based on it, and that sounds really exciting.
Wait, what animated TV show?
And the only other Oculus Rift game based on a TV show is Star Wars. So big tip of the hat to Troutman.
Troutman is an animated TV show?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I want to play as a trout. It sounds like an MMORPG.
All right, you're gonna have to describe Troutman.
It's cat
because
dog.
I don't remember this show.
It's cat.
I saw you tweeting about this, and I thought it was just one of James' jokes that you were flipping out there. I did not realize this was a real thing.
Just thought it was a little bit of Jamesy.
Whoa, I don't. I mean,
just being whimsical on Twitter.
I can only take some of the credit for Troutman, but it is half trout, half man, like cat dog. And
what part now? Explain the division between man and trout, though.
Well, really quick,
because we can picture cat dog.
I will say that if it is man on top, trout on the bottom, that's just a mermaid.
But the trout head, it's the head of the trout.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like a man body with a trout head.
Yeah, waist up is man.
Oh, I was picturing whole body man.
No.
Trout head.
That's definitely less disturbing than or it having a man's head on a trout body.
Or picture this, man's body and then a whole trout on top.
I like
I'd kill
cat
that.
dog.
But it's like a really big trout so that the tail hangs down their back like hair.
That's like Alien vs. Predator.
Well, I like Alien vs.
A hospital would kill that thing, though, just because it's hideous.
Yeah, if the trout and
that's how hospitals work. If they see a person that they deem to be
not usually,
they go, "Welp, you dead."
I'm honestly not calling a person with a full trout on top of it. Wait, so it's a full human with a trout on top of it?
No, it's like cat dog. It's like an independent man and an independent trout sharing a middle.
But what did Clancy describe, though?
I described a man's body with a whole trout on top.
Instead of a head, though.
You know what?
That's not a person. I'm not calling that a person.
It finally connected what cat dog is.
Yeah.
And so it's two torsos.
Yeah.
Essentially. It's a fish head going one way.
Yeah.
And then a man's body.
And head.
Here's a question.
You have to work together.
And I don't know.
Does the man's body side have arms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's arms on one side, fins on the other side. Clearly, obviously. What do you think? Okay. I don't know if this is a question that was ever asked about cat dog, and I'm sure it was. All the questions have been asked.
Right.
How'd that thing poop?
It doesn't even really matter, you know?
Yeah, but I want to know.
It matters to me, James. We've grown up. It's time to start asking questions.
There's probably some like shared central zone.
Yeah, I bet that they don't have to do it separately. It's like a thing that they both have the desire to do. Exactly, like it's all going through one system.
Shared central zone is my favorite way to describe the genital area.
Yeah.
All of that just to say they probably had one asshole between the two of them.
Certainly. Yeah.
Now, here's another question. Cats and dogs have similar, not the same, but similar genitalia.
Yeah.
Fish and man, not so much.
I don't know anything about that. I feel like that's for Troutman to tell you about.
All right. Okay. Seems like you don't really want to dig deep into the logistics of a Troutman. You just wanted to bring it up.
No, I want to respect Troutman.
Well, I don't have any respect for Troutman. I need answers.
I'm stoked on Troutman.
This is a very serious and important show where we learn important facts about things. We're not just coming up with stuff off the top of our head.
Right.
We're not just shooting the shit here.
Yeah.
This is hard hitting facts.
Well, I just wouldn't. If Troutman was here, I wouldn't ask Troutman this stuff.
I would.
That's good.
And that's why you and I are different.
He's got a zone. Don't worry about it. Last thing. What I watched on Clancy's Hulu account this week was, it was probably a 70%er on my own Rotten Tomatoes thing that I'm doing. But
Rotten James Matos?
Exactly.
I would view that website where it's essentially the same as Rotten Tomatoes, only it's strictly James' opinions and thoughts on the movie.
It's Tyler Perry's "Why Did I Get Married Too?"
Oh yeah, I did see that you would. Okay, have you seen Why Did I Get Married? All right,
but
that's all I need to know.
But they made it seem like I didn't need to see it because they spelled it TOO.
Yeah, like as in also.
Mm-hmm.
Why Did I Get Married as well?
Yeah,
I saw that they got married. Didn't seem like it got worked out very well. So
that was a line in the movie. Why did I get married? Why did I get married too? They said that. And that was fun.
So you gave it a 70% at Rotten James Tomatoes. I feel like that's shockingly high, James.
No, I don't know. Well,
it had a lot going for it. In this movie,
sounds like it has a lot going for it. It says the name of the film in the film.
Yeah, and this one,
I think that's like 90% of what makes a good movie.
Exactly.
If at one point you say what the name of the film is, if at one point you said, "Oh, we're doing an Inception,"
yeah,
you're like, "Oh, there it goes."
I don't like it when it's like open ended, like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Or like open ended, like that last Mary-Kate and Ashley movie. But I just didn't finish that. It wasn't.
Sure, they never said Passport to Paris.
Yeah, but in this movie, you gain a ton of insight as to what women are like, and to what men are like, and what they think about each other.
Now, give me a few examples. What are men like?
Oh, Marcus is always riding jet skis with the fellas.
Sure.
I feel like I remember Marcus from the first one. Unless this is what the movie. Does it take place in the winter time?
No, they go to the Bahamas in this one.
Oh, I see. So I saw the first one then, but please continue. So okay, real quick. It sounds like Marcus has not learned his lesson from the first one.
Marcus is in a lot of trouble.
So what I'm hearing is that men be like riding jet skis with the fellas
every time.
Every time.
Literally, Marcus, I'm gonna go ride jet skis with the fellas.
Now, that's really quick, Marcus. Hit me with, what do women be like?
And women be like, they yell, and they get super.
Women be like, never shut up. You know what I'm saying? Right?
When Marcus went to go ride jet skis the first time, this lady just started making margaritas immediately.
Oh, women be like, a little glug glug.
But like not celebratory ones, like more this is how I'm coping with my relationship frustration.
Yes. Deal. Exactly. And then they all start talking about their marriages, and she goes to some pretty psychotic places when Marcus won't give her his cell phone password.
Oh.
And that's mostly Janet Jackson's fault, because Janet Jackson's in this. And
now, let's separate for a second.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Would you give Janet Jackson your cell phone password?
Absolutely. And that's just...
I don't want
to... I could be convinced.
It's like trust. That's why, like, I use your cell phone as you.
Sure.
And you use my cell phone as me. And that's how we agree.
I mean, for me personally...
That's trust.
I don't need to give away passwords, because I just don't. My phone is wide open. Boom.
Yeah.
Who cares? I got nothing on here that matters. Anybody could hop in there and be like, "Oh, I guess I'm poor also now."
Mm-hmm. So Marcus doesn't give her the phone password, and then they fight for a little while.
Oh, does that create a rift?
And
Sure.
It's a rifty movie. That's a good word to describe this film, is rifty.
Full of rift.
Janet Jackson acts the entire time. Very cool. And
there's no moments where she goes, "Oh, by the way, I'm Janet Jackson playing a character right now."
That would have been a great moment.
Straight down the barrel. Oh, by the way, folks, this has been Janet Jackson the whole time.
Yeah. That's fun.
Because she did do that in Beyond Thunderdome, and it really got me. It wasn't Janet Jackson in Beyond Thunderdome.
A la Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Airplane.
I'm stupid.
What?
in an homage to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Airplane. When the one scene he is not acting, he is playing himself.
Great moment.
Except for even that, I feel like was a little too subtle. Mm-hmm. What I'm talking about is literally, it's in the middle of a scene.
Yep.
She's having an argument with her friend who's angry at Marcus.
Yep.
She's you need to get your man. Mm-hmm. And also, by the way, straight down the camera, I've been Janet Jackson this whole time, and I just blew your mind. And then she goes right back to the scene.
Yeah, I'd accept that I would have kept that. They probably did that, but they didn't keep it.
Mm-hmm.
No idea.
Sure, that's on the cutting room floor. That's in the deleted scenes.
I have no idea who wrote, directed, and produced this, but I recommend for the PG-13 crowd.
Okay.
And that's James's corner.
I feel like they probably nailed it with the rating. I assume it was a PG-13 movie.
It was a home run on the rating.
That is,
it was,
or was it G? Aren't his movies like really, really digestible?
Yeah, I
don't think digestibility is what.
Maybe not the right word.
I feel like there's a lot of R-rated movies that are very digestible.
They definitely fucked. Clothes on. But
so this was a PG-13 one. This is him getting into the more adult side of things.
I'll go ahead and just say this is the end of James's corner. I'm not going to do the bumper again, just so that we can cut down on the times that Sam has to jump in and out.
Yeah, that one got him, but he made it through a couple.
There's gonna be another one coming soon. And look, I don't want to get all caught up in it. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
Speaking of which, let's move on to Sam's stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Terrific.
Mm-hmm.
I think 4 or 5 weeks ago, about a month ago, sometime during the month of November, James Hartenfeld and I broached the question.
Yes.
What is the funniest car?
What would that funniest car be?
And I believe what we landed on in the episode was a pretty funny car.
Hilarious.
Would be a miniature Cooper.
Whoa.
A miniature Cooper.
Nope.
Not bad.
Driven by Dan Brown, author of the Da Vinci Code.
Oh, right.
And also
that was
with
tabled.
10 to 15 other people in the backseat, like a clown car type.
That was tabled.
No.
Yeah. That was tabled. And I took it to Instagram.
Sure.
And put out a reader's poll. And we got some results back in.
Okay.
And that's when and Sam ran some data, asked some questions.
Ran those numbers.
Yeah.
Sam is our funny car analyst.
It's like the CNN Maps guy.
Sure.
Yeah, this became my thing for a while after I got involved with this.
He's been busy.
Just tip-tapping away on your keyboard.
On the road. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait, Acura?
Mm-hmm. And that spawned, let's see what his data is like.
Yeah, let's, if you want to share with us your data.
I've got a top 8. Everybody loves lists, and mine is a top 8 list. I think that's
Everybody
the definitive number for everyone can agree. A list of 8 is the perfect number for any list. So I'm going to start with number 8 here. Classic. You've got your funny car. Loses a little bit of points because of the name to me, but now, you take one look at one of those things trying to turn and tell me it isn't funny.
Explain to me what a funny car is, because I'm not one of these car guys. I don't.
James, do you know
what a funny car is?
Yes.
I want to pretend like I do to impress everyone, but I don't.
Describe what a funny car is.
Yeah.
Well, they're extremely large and long.
So like
they have
sort of like a limousine?
Sort
of like a limousine?
Yes, kind of. Only they are shaped like a right angle, more or less, because the back wheels are extremely large. and the front are very, very small.
Oh, yeah, I'm starting to see almost like a reverse velocipede looking situation.
You guys have totally seen these before at some point in your life. And what all this design does is make it very aerodynamic to go forward fast. But boy, when they turn, does it look impractical. Not something you'd want for going to the grocery store. I will say that much right now. I don't know if any of the viewers watching can picture what I'm describing. If not, Google it. You'll see why it became the nomenclature funny car.
Here's a question in the chat, or rather a statement, but I have a question based on it. The Mitsubishi Topo BJ, does that come up in your list at all?
It does not, but I have some things that touch on, I think, the same reason that you want to put Mitsubishi Topo BJ at the top of your list. I have some cars that...
And Tiger Bates 100% agrees with you that funny car racing is great.
And the people involved, pretty funny. Maybe not necessarily on purpose, if you get what I'm saying. It is popular in a region of the country. Although you could probably find funny car racing back in the day in Oregon.
Okay. I'll have to look into it.
I would think you could probably find a funny car race going on soon, because while this is making assumptions, fans of funny car racing tend to probably also be the type of people that don't care about big gatherings right now, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Sad.
Well,
it's crushing.
What are you going to do? All right, let's number 7. Hit us.
For number 7, I've got your Volkswagen Bug / van. I thought, why not just lump them together? If you don't think that should count, then I'm going to move van up to number 9.
I do think that the Volkswagen Bug came up in our discussion originally. It was a mixed bag. We were like, yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun car for sure.
It's funny to look at. It's silly looking. And I also think that it's easily in the top 3 cars driven by people with no shoes on.
Okay. It's
which
also,
is funny to me.
I think the Volkswagen Bug is a very common clown car.
Yes, it could stand in for one, for
in the
sure.
clown car realm.
Absolutely. Yeah,
now,
I think it's
try
appropriately
not
rated
to
here.
name too many other cars. But yes, that's a common trope for the clown car, which is not encompassing of one make and model, obviously, is a bug, so it gets points for that as well. A lot of people used to put flowers on them.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You could, in fact, I think one of the options for a while was you could get turn signals that were shaped like flowers.
Yeah, and then they got the eyelashes for the front of them, so the decals you could get were pretty funny.
Absolutely,
never not funny.
Never not. Yeah, that's making people's days. Is what that does. Appropriately rated. I liked it.
All right.
Okay, so number 6 we have and James, you have my definitive list in front of me, but obviously I've got it pretty well memorized. But number 6 we have the Plymouth Prowler.
Yes.
Now I have no idea what this looks like.
Again, your guys' lack of particularly funny looking car knowledge base is a little frustrating, but if you have seen a Plymouth Prowler, first of all, it's our first. It's got alliteration involved, which I personally find funny, especially with the letter P. And you almost forget that Plymouth is even a thing. Honestly, look at that ridiculous thing.
Here we go. It is a pretty silly car.
First of all, an inch off the ground, if that. The tires just out there. Look at it. They come with those silly sidecar things. And I think fairly self-explanatory. I think the type of person that is going to get one of those is someone that I wouldn't want to hang out with necessarily.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
No, I can't. I think that's a person that's trying way too hard in all the wrong directions, right?
And just like missing the boat, like they've never been popular before. Like you're doing something. You're getting the most outlandish, attention-grabbing car without getting one that anybody thinks is cool.
Mm-hmm. We do
Prowler
have.
is more dark comedy in my. It is kind of dark because, like, you think about the guy who drives it. He's rich, but he's got some fucked up shit going on in his personal life.
There's something wrong with him.
Yeah.
His divorce is way worse than your parents' was. Like, really bad stuff.
Oh no.
He wears the jacket. This is the kind of car that you'll get like a jacket and shit with when you buy it from a dealership. From
Absolutely.
Bob Leota, Plymouth, and Chrysler, you know.
Oh my gosh, Random Ginger has fond memories in a Prowler, and I respect that at the same time.
I mean, being in it, I could picture it being very fun to ride.
I bet it's a black, which, you know, when you're in a good mood, you're more susceptible to laughs too. So that gives points as well.
The hurdle there is looking at it and thinking, I want to get inside that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Let alone I want to pull up to pick a date up alone in that.
Oh
yeah. Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
All right. What's our next?
I wonder if this one's underrated. We'll see.
Now, number 5, James. Just because I don't want to mix my order up, go ahead and throw what I said for number 5 at me.
I know that you have number 5, pointing towards the Ford Focus ZX3 model.
Now,
2-door
again,
hatchback.
Picture a Volkswagen Bug. If someone didn't put as much thought into it, there it is.
Yeah.
Now, the ZX3 model is the 2-door one. The ZX5 is what I drove in my early 20s. It's way cooler. It's not funny.
So you were behind the wheel of one of these?
No, not one of these idiot-looking ones. One of the 4-door models.
Oh,
but look at this. Like, this looks like, yes, this looks, everything inside, it's reminiscent vaguely of like a toy car, like a car starter pack. And I may have a bit of bias in putting this one as high as number 5, but as a teenager, I can say allegedly that smoking marijuana inside them was really funny because of the dome shape of it.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and say
real quick, the horn is more clown horn-like than you could ever imagine an actual car horn to be. So it gets points for that as well.
I will say my first reaction to seeing this car is that it's kind of adorable and I would drive this car. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, not at all, Clancy.
The fact that I immediately gravitate towards it might mean that it is
pretty funny. And I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't mean this in a bad way, Clancy, but I could see you driving a Ford Focus ZX3.
Yeah, that's a compliment.
Anything that I would drive, automatically, probably, very funny.
So just a final thought on it. Now you would think the gas mileage pretty good in a little thing like that, right?
Absolutely. I'm assuming that now.
Yeah, imagine.
Not really. Average by the standards of its time, 15 years ago. So probably
pretty horrible these days.
The mediocre to bad side of things in 2020. Yes, it is again a discontinued model. So you cannot get. I don't remember the last year that they made them.
Now, some random ginger has pointed out that she thinks that there is a truck version of the Chevy HHR, which sounds horrid.
The Chevy HHR is kind of the very crude and basic answer to, in essence, the Ford Focus models. And why you would look at this and be like, you know, I like this. I really want this, but I have to have a truck for work. Can I get the best of both worlds?
That's kind of always how I felt about the Subaru Baja. It's like
Subaru Baja was in the discussion. If I had put, crunch some more numbers. I'm not going to say put more time into this.
When I see a Subaru Baja, my immediate thought is like, what's the point?
Yeah, I respect leaving it off the list.
To what end?
And the Pontiac.
What is it for?
Cool. The Subaru Baja truck bed is to put hot water in so you guys can party and make a makeshift hot tub. To me, that's the only reason.
I don't know if it's even big enough to make it.
You could hot tub in a Baja.
You could fit like 2 people.
That's
in a Baja.
Oh no, I'm picturing it like 6. Is that like way off?
In the bed of a Baja? No.
If you get cozy, okay, well, it's for people that like tailgating. I'll say as much.
You could fit 4 people if you were willing to be very uncomfortable.
I think the Baja's a 3-man tub.
I have.
You could put 3 grown adult males.
I have stood next to a Baja in person.
Okay.
It is much smaller than you're thinking it is.
Interesting. Okay, I'm willing to. Aren't they like rally cars too?
Yeah.
Like they're used for that weird off-road racing stuff?
Maybe. I think that a lot of people use Imprezas for Imprezas.
I think the Baja might have all-wheel drive abilities.
What's the deal with Subaru's naming structure?
I don't know.
What's the deal with naming cars? Anyway, continue, Sam.
Yes, so the Ford Focus ZX3 model specifically. Also, the turn signal sounds really silly, frankly. The audio, I know I can't really like portray that very well, but it's a funny sounding car.
Sort of like tinny.
Little tinny. The horn is very squeaky, high pitched. I can
picture this car feeling and sounding like a tin can in all ways.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay, so
not very warm.
You guys want to jump to where are we at? Number 4 here?
Number 4.
Sounds like it.
Number 4 is classic, a little bit safe again, your clown car.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And I know you guys spoke about clown cars earlier. Gets points for always being so colorful. Or actually, I take that back. It gets less points for that. I feel like it's more absurd if you minimize the hilarity of the car itself, because all those people are pouring out of it. When you make it all tie-dyed and crazy looking and not practical for road use, you expect some absurdity to be coming from it. When it's just a Toyota Tercel with 2 doors and all of them run out,
So like you're thinking that a supremely funny car would be more of like a Stephen Wright situation. Like you look at it and it's like, oh, that's just a normal car, but then it gets you thinking.
Then those ridiculous looking clowns keep running out of it. How are they doing that? Were they really just cramped in there like that? It can't be.
Right. Where are they coming from? How are they getting out of that door?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that there's a hole.
Oh, okay.
There's a hole in the bottom.
Gotcha.
And then there's a trap door in the circus.
Gotcha.
Right. And they're climbing through the bottom of the car and out of the
I feel like you'd have to take out the engine for that. Do you think it's still a car?
Well, do you see it driven? They probably have some type of
car.
I know where the engine is in a car. Where do you think it is?
Under the hood?
Good
answer,
you think they're climbing
through under the hood to get out of the car?
No,
I meant take the engine out and then put a little motor in, because you see them driving it, I feel like, right?
Gotcha.
I'm not sure what you're thinking the engine needs to be taken out for.
To get into the car, and then they push the car into the circus, and then
it could just be that.
No, I think they have a hole cut in the bottom of the car.
Okay. So the
and it still drives.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then a trap door to feed the
and then
car
there's a
clowns.
trap door on the floor that they park over.
Gotcha.
And then all the clowns start climbing out of the trapdoor, into the car, and out of the car.
Sounds like an entry-level clown job.
It really does. It really does.
Mhm.
It sounds like it would be horrible. You just hang out in the tunnels beneath the circus.
Where the controversy is with this pick, and I like this pick, but it's controversial in the fact that is it the car or is it the clowns?
Now I was reading Kyle's comment. What did you say, James?
Is it the controversy in this pick, and I like it as a potentially risky pick because I think there's debate in is the car inherently funny on its own, or does it require a trapdoor full of clowns?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think that it can be funny on its own. I mean, it really doesn't need to be the gag for it to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But it is inherently a gag involved vehicle. So it's a difficult place or pick to place.
Well, maybe we need to be talking about, is a car with a hole in the bottom funny?
I'm laughing.
A car with a hole in the bottom.
Spark.
Yeah.
Being used to get around despite such an absurd and inconvenient obstacle is funny in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. All right. What are we, number 3?
Jump into number 3.
Make sure I don't want to mix them up. So what is it, James?
Okay, Breaking Bad fans, it's a Pontiac Aztek.
Ooh.
Have we seen one of those in a while?
I have rewatched Breaking Bad fairly recently.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
I only have seen it in Breaking Bad. Maybe one in my old neighborhood.
And to be honest,
a decade ago.
I love a Pontiac Aztek. I'm a fan.
I was not even familiar. I have not seen all of Breaking Bad, so I'm not even familiar with its significance to that show. But go ahead and take a look at these things.
It's his car for most of the series. It's the car that
I
the main character drives.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Pontiac in general makes me laugh a little bit. Who thought I want a car that looks like they cut just the back of it off?
Me.
Definitely Clancy.
You like the ZX3.
Love to drive a Pontiac Aztek.
It does share a similar aesthetic too to the Ford Focus ZX3.
Yeah, maybe that's just what I'm into.
Yeah, they're definitely cousin cars.
I like a car that looks like it has something wrong with it, but you can't put your finger on it.
Yeah.
I remember Rosie O'Donnell being like a big proponent of it. And
we love Rosie.
And it's still failing wildly as a car rollout. Like I don't even know how you do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot around car design and selling cars that blows me away.
It's a treat.
It's just
I'm a fan.
You have too much money to fail. And you give me this.
Look at this. How can you look at this picture?
It looks like a Tesla truck.
Whoopsie-days.
It does look like a Tesla truck a little bit. And I because you brought up Tesla, let me just quickly say that dude Elon Musk is a douche. Because it was brought up. This does seem like something that he would think was cool and no one else does.
Mm-hmm.
Except for me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Clancy, that I keep naming cars that and
apparently I'm very into funny cars.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine.
It does make sense. I will admit that. But yeah, Pontiac Aztecs, do they kind of not look like if Rosie O'Donnell had a character in like those Cars movies, this would be her character's car if she provided the voice for it?
I don't know if I picture Rosie being as blocky.
I can see it. I can see it and hear it.
Yeah. It's more about the voice. I feel like when that car talks, it's Rosie O'Donnell's voice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
Not like the most rugged one. Those rugged ones I never saw. I only saw these road ones.
This one.
But Rosie could do either.
Rosie could do either. Well, yeah, they'd have a red one for sure, obviously.
Into a Rosie that can do both.
to help you when you're watching Cars 3, be like, oh, it's Rosie O'Donnell. Because it's always the worst when you know it's someone.
And also because she was involved in the promotion of it originally, it would be fun like a fun like homage.
Yes.
If she had a cameo in Cars 5 or 6, and it was a Pontiac Aztek, the people who know would be like, oh, that's fun.
Yep.
That's fun.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that gives it some points.
Big points. Great pick. Number 2, are you ready?
Throw number 2 at us, and I of course remember my number 1.
Okay. Number 2 is the PT Cruiser.
Of course.
The PT Cruiser.
Honestly,
the car Tom Hanks. They tried to normalize it by saying Tom Hanks drives one.
Honestly,
America doesn't want to relate to Tom Hanks.
I wonder how long he drove one for.
1 day.
An hour.
If I'm being honest, for me, the PT Cruiser, in terms of funny cars, is almost like a hacky answer.
Really?
But it's kind of, that's what's nice about this pick. It's kind of like that number 2 spot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
classic.
It's an acknowledgement. I go a little more rogue with my number 1, but like look at this one here with the monster truck cars. Like who is this for? What is that for?
See, now this one specifically, I would say that is a hilarious car.
That's a really fun, and I know that doesn't apply to all PT Cruisers, but I just look at it and I think they were all about like creating this new size of car in the late 90s and early 2000s, and this was like the biggest whiff at it. Obviously, like the Subaru Outback and some others made their mark. The PT Cruiser did not.
I will say that my favorite thing about this PT Cruiser here is that it is not, the tires aren't that big. It's just jacked up way too much. And that makes me happy.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
I'd go higher.
The person that has that car has to be doing a bit.
Absolutely. That person is laughing to themselves, laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
All right, let's get rogue. Let's get to number 1. Let's go a little rogue.
Number 1. You guys want to give me a brief drum roll, like 2-3 seconds?
Sure.
Number 1 is a classic. It is the Ford Escort.
Boom.
Particularly a decade plus older, but they do not have to be. It is a car that, even without having the name Escort, conjures images of sex work. Every last one of them. Just do some scrolling. Point one out here, guys. I will wait for you.
You think it's funny because of the name Escort.
Big part of it.
The name Escort, but once, you laugh at that, it's...
See, now...
You guys, go ahead and scroll, Clancy.
I'll
you
say,
guys, go ahead.
Before you go on, I'll say, I didn't even notice that was funny because I have completely normalized sex work and I'm a very progressive person. I didn't even see it.
Good.
I didn't even catch it. Went right over my head because I'm very progressive.
And that's fine.
I'm not like other guys. I'm very progressive.
I have normalized flatulence too, but I still giggle when I hear a fart now and again.
Fair enough. All right. Fair enough.
So my point, though, is this, that you scroll this and you point out one of these cars that looks like prostitution hasn't taken place inside of.
Well, now...
Or at least, okay, I'll make it more general. It doesn't have to be prostitution. What car
doesn't look like it could have had prostitution happen in it?
Nefarious sex.
Dude.
Correct, yes. That man has a family.
No, there's LL Bean vests in Pontiac Aztecs.
Yeah.
You don't think that if you have the money for LL Bean vests, you also have the money?
There's one of those Mexican weed ponchos covering the back seat of every one of the cars we're looking at right now.
Now, I will say these old European Ford Escorts are
pretty
cool
funny.
As fuck. I think they're
pretty
fucking
funny
rad.
too.
But again, I guess it comes back to maybe I just got funny taste in cars.
Yes.
I didn't know that was
the older ones all look like they should be named Herbie.
Oh, look at that gold one on the left.
this one.
No, yeah, that's the one right there.
What gold one? You're talking about this one?
No. It was just like a stock gold. But it was like that green, more like that green one.
I don't know. I guess I broke it.
But they're funny.
Yeah.
And they're sad funny, too. They're funny because they're sad.
Yeah. Exactly. Someone was bringing up dark humor earlier with one of the cars, and the Plymouth Prowler, and I think this is a little bit of the same thing. I mean, I'm a sucker for dark humor, and it's a
low-income Prowler.
I picture, like, sad masturbation happening in a Ford Escort.
Absolutely. Really, that definitely occurred in them.
Like a sad situation with a ton of really funny circumstances surrounding it.
Yes. Many jobs were lost the day someone hopped in the front seat of an Escort.
If you see a Ford Escort at a drive-thru for fast food, you're like, they just did something really disgusting before they got that cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just happy the data correlated with my pick.
Yeah.
With my favorite.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's a problem that I'm having with it. I'm struggling with the fact
that the polls didn't roll into your favor.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It seems like it might be.
Wait, James, did you also pick Ford Escort?
Yeah, I picked Ford Escort.
Seems like a lot of dead people might have voted.
And I polled. And I polled, and the polls reflected 55% for the Escort, and Sam ran data that correlated with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? Hey, look, fine.
Don't spit in my research's face, Clancy.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. We got some decisions to make because we really dug in. We really dug in deep, and we got real wild here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we have enough time for all the possible segments that we could do.
I know.
So
I'll run you through Boy Court if you want.
How fast?
Real quick. I have a defense and a story and a vote, and that's
all
it.
All right, here we go.
Let's do that. I got to get to a.
Can you hear us?
I can still hear you great. Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick for Boy Court.
Let's do it.
This is the part of the show where am I a good hero boy or am I a bad boy?
Or a sad boy.
Because lately people are saying I'm a sad bad boy.
There's been a strong leaning towards sad boy.
Yeah.
And court is now in session.
Okay. So
in the case of James Hartenfeld versus being a bad boy, you may make your opening remarks.
I'm a good hero boy, not a sad bad boy. And I'm here today to tell you why. This is evidence comes from a time where I tricked someone into smoking salvia. We were at a party. They were like, dude, do you have any weed I can rip up? And I was like, yeah, I actually have something stronger too if you want it. And they're like, sweet. And I was like, cool. And I packed a big bowl of salvia, handed this drunk person
out of a bong
full of salvia.
Yes.
And we're on a deck. It was like kind of a crowded deck, and they rip up the bong and just a nice big hit. And I was like, oh shit, he did it. And then I took the bong back and I just watched him for a second, and he completely started hallucinating and was gonna like just fall down and collapse. But I saved him by grabbing a recliner that was on the deck, and he just passed out in the recliner, and everyone was like, whoa, is he okay? And I was like, yeah, he's fine. And like his friends were super worried about him, and I didn't tell anyone at that exact moment what had happened. I tricked someone into doing that.
All right.
And then he woke up and was fine, because you're not high for more than like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And
salvia barely exists.
And yeah, and so I was a hero, and then they're like, whoa, that was crazy. What was that? And then I started to tell them about what happened. So I'm actually, where'd Sam go?
Uh-oh.
So when Sam
know.
comes back,
I'm gonna go ahead and say right off the bat, I'm gonna go ahead and throw out. It sounds like you brought this story to the table simply to pull yourself away from the sad boy direction, because this is so clearly a bad boy story.
Well, they survived and they were fine, and I got him a chair. So I think I'm more of a hero.
It worked out all right.
I honestly feel like, James, you would have been more of a hero in just admitting.
What do you say, Sam?
If I were at this party, you know, let's say we have the same relationship we have, and you are a good hero boy in my book, and I really want to passionately argue that point, but what I'll say is that you would have been more of a hero just admitting that you gave him a big rip of salvia, because at least that would have put my mind at ease. It would have explained what had happened. Those people still don't know. That guy doesn't know what happened to him. Like, yeah, you got a chair for him.
What we're glossing over here is that you begun the story by saying, this one time at a party, I tricked someone into smoking salvia.
Honesty.
Which is that is a not okay thing to do.
But no, I mean, it's really funny, and that's where it becomes tricky for me.
Thank you.
Because if I were there, I would have laughed a lot.
And I think I'm a hero for masturbating before the basketball game last week. Because I won the basketball game.
Or are you talking about the story from when you were in middle school?
Yeah, and I jacked off in an Applebee's before a basketball game.
That is an all-time story. I was hoping
and I won the game.
So you did it before the game?
Yeah, I had cum in my shorts.
God, so fucking fire, dude. Okay. We've got some from some random ginger. She's leaning bad boy strongly, seems like.
Yeah. There's one vote for bad.
And we've got let's see. Sudavik JK14 is asking if we want to become famous by followers, primes, viewers. And you know what? Kinda.
I'm interested.
No, that's a friend of mine. That is their business model. Give it a click, please. Yeah.
And I'm a hero for saving that dog with the cum in it.
What do you mean by saving?
I like how you've squashed the story that you chose to bring up another time when you were a hero, when you masturbated in public.
Tiger Bates is also leaning bad boy. However, apparently we have a lawyer in the chat, and they're saying straight up hero. I will say, you're gonna have to elaborate on that, counselor.
Hero, 2 hero votes. I count.
All right,
but those were my defenses for the last 2 weeks too, just to say that I'm also a hero.
Sure,
James is a hero.
Kate, bad boy.
Bad boy.
No more sad boy era though.
Bad boy.
It's just like in the era of open mics, just by like comparison, James was the hero boy, and it's so staggering to realize that like that dude tricks people into ripping salvia and shit. Like the guy I would look to at mics when it was all dark, like, oh, thank God, a kind soul, like trustworthy soul in all this filth. Really, both. I mean, obviously Clancy too, but what I'm saying is I like lumped you two together in that way.
You too.
We're a lovable couple of babies.
We are.
I think it's time. And Sam, obviously, if you have somewhere to get to, I didn't. I cut you off a little bit earlier, but if you have somewhere to get to, feel free to leave whenever.
Because there is money on the line, I would love to stay, but I would love to come back though very soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
As always.
Do you want to sign off now?
Yeah, if that this will be a good.
Yeah. He does actually.
Ford Escort. James knows what it's all about. I'm getting rich, so
all right.
unfortunately
thank you
has to
so
take
much
precedence.
for joining us. Everybody clap in the chat for Sam Whiteley.
Look out for the
kisses.
Peyton years.
Yeah, and follow his, if you're into college basketball, follow his podcast, The Peyton Years.
Yes, please. We're gonna drop another one Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that.
And I'll retweet something from it on the Board Castle Twitter account. Okay, bye. Love you.
Love you, Sam.
All right.
Who was that?
Who was that guy? How do you get here? All right, I think it's time for a segment that is already ripping up the airwaves. People are loving it.
It's a smoke show on ice.
I'll tell you what, I've had, or should I do the bumper first, or should I say this first?
Bump it.
Bumper.
It's a sexy bump.
It's the tweet workshop. We're workshopping tweets.
We got tweets to fix.
We're shopping tweets. And what I was gonna say is, I have had the most success this week of any week, maybe, which is interesting because maybe it's that I'm now tweeting without fear.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a safety net.
I know.
If I get nothing at all, then at very least we got something to shop.
Yep.
But I do. That being said, I do have something to bring to the table.
I do too.
This week.
Yeah.
And I also got a submission from my sister. And so, do you want to do that first, or?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do that.
Let's shop
Let me bring up my sister, and gotta scroll up a little bit, and here we go. So my sister's tweet is Roger Whittaker fucking slaps though.
Oh,
got nothing.
Gotcha.
Got nothing.
So no love for that.
No love for the Whittaker.
Oh boy. Well, I'll set the timer, and we'll get to it.
Now, first off, do you know who Roger Whittaker is?
I'm gonna say yes, just for the sake of support, but I have no idea.
Okay, he is a older musician.
Okay.
He has a Christmas music album.
Okay.
That does absolutely slap.
I feel like all of that should be a little more clear.
Okay, so so what you're saying is that first off, the tweet should be Roger Whittaker, the older musician who has a Christmas album that does fucking slap.
The Christmas slapping musician.
Okay, Roger Whittaker, in parentheses, the Christmas slapping musician.
That's an idea.
Does fucking slap though? Or do we want to adjust it a little bit further?
Roger Whittaker.
Spread it out a little bit.
Roger.
Really reach in there and just pull it open.
Roger Whittaker is and the chat can feel free to pop off. Forrest Whitaker.
Ooh, can we work in Forrest Whitaker? That's an important question.
Roger Whittaker, parentheses, no relation to Forrest Whitaker.
Sure. Okay.
Unless I'm wrong about that.
Roger Whittaker, the Christmas slapping musician, no relation to Forrest Whitaker, does fucking slap though.
Yeah.
Do we want to add some hashtags?
Yeah, I feel like some people aren't going to know what he's slapping.
Sure. Okay.
Eardrums, because it's music. That's what.
Now, this actually brings up an important question, and I'm going to waste a lot of time talking about it real quick.
Okay.
When somebody says this fucking slaps, what are they referring to?
Right. It could be like
what is it slapping?
Like a knee, even. Like, I love this band and I slap my knee and I go
almost
like
feel
this.
like it might be a sex thing.
Oh. Cheek slapping.
Yeah. And so almost it's like a abbreviation of this is a good song to slap to.
So,
and when I say to slap to, that's what I refer to sex as.
So I could see
I'm going to go get some slap.
I could see this as Roger Whittaker, no relation to Forrest Whitaker, the Christmassy music man.
The Christmas slapping musician.
Fucking slaps. What does he slap? Question mark. And then you list off the things that he does slap.
Number 1, ears.
Yeah, ears.
Number 2, the thing that makes serotonin happen.
Number 3, cheeks.
Number 3, cheeks.
Yeah.
Number 4, cheeks. Winky face. Cheeks.
Yeah. So this is more of a list.
Maybe like
tweet.
a wink and a peach.
This is a list tweet.
Sure.
Is what it is.
A wink and a peach.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a pretty solid.
That's good. That's been...
Oh, and also slaps you in the face with awesome.
Okay. There
Perfect.
it is. That's slang.
Brings it all together. Now, do you remember what you just said?
Yeah.
Let me write it down. I'll dictate it to my sister.
Perfect.
Okay. Forrest or
Roger Whittaker.
Roger Whittaker.
Mm-hmm. Parentheses. No relation to Forrest Whitaker.
Parentheses. No relation to Forrest Whitaker.
Mm-hmm. The Christmas slapping musician.
The Christmas slapping musician.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fucking slaps, though.
Fucking slaps, though. Period.
Mm-hmm.
What does he slap?
What does he slap?
Question mark?
Mm-hmm. 1. Eardrums. Or ears.
1. Ears.
Yeah.
2. The thing that makes serotonin. 3. Cheeks.
Cheeks. Yes.
And then 4. Also cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
But this time with a winky.
Yep.
Where's the winky? Oh God, where's the winky? Oh, there it is. And a peach. And that's it. Cut, print.
Perfect.
Check the gate.
I'm going to look for that hashtag. Don't forget the hashtag.
Oh yeah. Hashtag slaps you in the face with awesome.
Or in the hot Goss tweet workshop.
With awesome, and then hashtag hot Goss tweet workshop. Okay. There we go. Send it.
Perf.
It's sent. Okay. Now we took care of that business.
She has a lot to thank us for.
She really does.
Let's
take care of our own. Oh, actually, we have a lot to thank her for too. She bought a T-shirt from our merch store.
Wow.
Which you can too. Buy a T-shirt from our merch store, tpublic.com/user/theboardcastle with hyphens.
Great merch.
And she did a video with wearing it.
Wow.
She's a very talented dancer.
That's incredible.
And she did a video of her dancing wearing our wonderful merch.
What a gift.
What a gift.
That's so cool. What do you tweet?
Here's what I tweeted.
Okay.
Here's what I tweeted.
What did you bomb with? How bad was it?
My bomb.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got absolutely 0.
That's what you go
Here's
with.
the tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Why does this lemonade specify Michael's level of turgidity? Now let me start the clock. Let me explain.
Okay.
Do you know what the word turgid means?
Turgid means, is that a boner?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I had to really think about that.
Now what's another way to say you have a boner?
Stiff. Wood.
Close. Hard.
Torqued.
Hard is what I was thinking.
Throbbing.
No, it's hard. Because I'm trying to explain my thought process here.
Okay.
So I took Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I took Mike's Hard Lemonade
Mm-hmm.
and I dissected it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, why does this lemonade specify Michael's level of turgidity?
Was it just one lemonade?
Do you think that's the problem with the tweet?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
So should I say, why does this lemonade multiple?
Why do these lemonades?
Why do these lemonades?
Or would be more honest, since we're not in front of them right now. Maybe like, why did those lemonades?
Okay, here we go. Perfect. Starting over. Why did those lemonades? Oh, actually, really quick. I have to. My sister already tweeted the thing.
Oh, wow.
So I have to go and retweet it really quick.
Got to. She's fast.
She just had to copy and paste it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna try and take anything away from her, but she did kind of just have to copy and paste it.
Oh, gotcha. Made it easier for her. I'm not stopping the timer.
Perfect.
We have 3 minutes. To make the best tweet we possibly can this week.
Okay.
So you found boner lemonade.
Okay. So let's start there. Okay. So the tweet is, so I found boner lemonade.
And you're wondering why all these lemonades had so many.
And I was wondering why
so many of them had boners.
Why so many of them had boners.
What's that pill called when you want to make your dick snappy?
What's that?
Because it took that pill.
Called when you want to make your dick snappy, because it took that pill. Let's see. Our lawyer friend wants to know whose lemonades they were. Michael's.
Gotcha.
They were Michael's lemonades.
So is this stealing? Well, you were just inquiring.
They were Michael's lemonades.
Right. This isn't slander. This seems lawful.
I didn't drink them. I just saw them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't drink them in parentheses because that would be stealing.
You have 1 minute.
I just saw them. I'm almost out of characters. I got 11 characters left, and some of them have to be #HotGoss tweet workshop.
Send it.
Okay. Oh, ran out of characters.
Send it as is.
Shit. Okay, no hashtag.
Okay.
Tweet it. It's sent.
You didn't hashtag it with anything?
Nope, no hashtags.
Wow.
It's a real wall of text.
It's rogue.
Real wall of text. So if everybody could do me a favor, head over to the Boardcastle Twitter account.
Definitely supporting that.
So you can support me and my sister's formerly failed tweets, now nailed tweets.
Yeah, those are dialed in. Those are refined. That's a final draft.
They used to be failed, now they're nailed.
Right.
And now, what have you got? What have you got going?
I'm working with, this was a tweet that got no action for me at all this week.
Okay.
And it is, LOLK, but what if I'm the stimulus package?
Okay. What if you are the stimulus package?
And no one said anything.
Okay. Start the clock.
LOLK, but what if I'm the stimulus package?
So start with, I think that you did a little bit too much abbreviation there.
1 second. What do you think I did too much abbreviation with?
First of all, you need to say, I'm laughing out loud right now.
Got it. Yes, that is confusing.
And then like 3 crying laughing emojis. I'm laughing out loud right now, crying, laughing, crying, laughing, crying, laughing.
Out loud.
And you just said
now.
K instead of what I'm picturing to be more of like an alrighty then.
Mm-hmm. Maybe like more. I like a few A's and a few L's, like the mask.
Yes, perfect.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then. Say that. And then.
Alrighty then. ... But
what if, and stick with me here.
I'm laughing, but what if I'm laughing out loud right now?
No, start with. I'm laughing out loud right now.
Yeah.
Crying, laughing, crying, laughing, crying,
Two
laughing.
cry laughies.
And then, alrighty then, ... What if, and stick with me here. What if, picture this. Picture me standing on a beach. Me standing on a beach, toes in the sand, warm margarita in my hand. Picture that. And now imagine that person who is me, who is standing on a beach with a margarita, imagine that person is also the stimulus check. And then
that person is the stimulus check.
And then in brackets, cut to black.
Me, warm beach, margarita in my hand, and that person is the stimulus check. Parentheses, cut to black. And
then do an enter, so that there's a little space.
Yep.
And then say, fade in title. James is a stimulus check on the beach.
Is a stimulus check on the beach.
James is a stimulus check on the beach.
Can I do the beach umbrella emoji?
You absolutely can.
Good.
I would love nothing more.
Perfect. And I'm gonna do hashtag hot Goss tweet workshop.
Perfect.
That works.
Send it.
Hot Goss tweet workshop. And alrighty then. I'm laughing out loud right now. Alrighty then. Picture this: me, warm beach, margarita in my hand, and that person is a stimulus check. Cut to black. Fade entitled. James is a stimulus check on the beach. Hot Goss tweet workshop. That's perfect. A perfect tweet.
Art.
That's perfect.
Send it.
People understand this, and that's what's important.
Yeah. Yeah, that is that is the most important thing. And I'm gonna retweet it. So now everybody needs to go to the Board Castle Twitter account and just like and retweet all three of those. So just so we can really get this off the ground.
Yeah, that's lemonade. Oh, that's funny. That's a good
anyway.
That's making me laugh so much.
Anyway, before we go, do you want to do a quick round of Is It Poggers?
Is it Poggers? I'm about Is It Poggers. No wiki facts this week.
I mean, look, if you want to hang out for a little while longer, we can do.
I can go until 9. I have something to do at 9. Well, someone just call me at 9.
Okay.
Said they would. But that's the only.
See, but I don't know how long this wiki house is going to take.
If it's one you want to save, we can save it.
We can save it.
Feel bad not doing it.
No, don't worry about it.
What's Pogger? It's
been a baller show.
Okay.
This show has been ballin'.
Good deal.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Welcome back to everybody's favorite new game show, Sweeping the Nation. Everybody's going wild for this new game show. Is it? No, you got to say it with me. Is it Poggers? And now everybody in the chat also has to say it with me. Is it Poggers? It is. It is. The show is certainly Poggers, but it's the game show where I bring something to the table and you have to tell me, is it Poggers or is it not Poggers?
It could be a couple things. We don't know.
And we're doing this show because we are very with it. we're very with it, and we're very Twitch. We're very Twitch, and we're very with it. And we're gonna find out today: is it poggers? First thing, Zoom Care. Is it poggers?
Oh,
Zoom Care is a. Is it local? Is it a local Portland thing?
Well, it's virtual. It's Zoom.
Seems like it's mostly. Zoom Care seems like it's mostly in the Portland
I've
area,
only seen it here.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Zoom Care, it's like an urgent care. Very fancy though. It's like a nice urgent care. Zoom Care. Is it poggers?
It's nice.
I was in there today, and I tell you what.
I was a background doctor in a Zoom Care ad.
It's like if Apple designed an urgent care.
Really?
It's really nice.
That sounds like good air.
Yeah. Yeah. Full of good air.
I'd say it is poggers.
Okay. All right. We have a question. Can something be both poggers and not poggers at the same time? I think that's an important philosophical question that we should all be asking.
It's like the rectangle
in these times
being the square.
Oh, is it? Well, that actually brings us perfectly into my next question. On 3, is it poggers? A square. Is it poggers?
A square is poggers and not poggers at the same time.
Yeah.
That's
because the definition of poggers is rectangular. I did that backwards for sure, but you know what? Who gives a shit? I didn't do it backwards. I do everything perfectly.
It's even math.
I think we're gonna. I got one more for you.
Why were you in Zoom Care?
Something happened to my toe.
Oh no.
I got something wrong with my toe. We probably shouldn't talk about it.
Oh, I know why you were in Zoom
If
Care.
I explain what's going on with my toe, everybody's gonna go yucky yuck.
You painted your toe and it
icky yucky.
And it poisoned,
no, thank you.
And it poisoned everything.
And they're gonna be like, ooh,
toenail
no,
poison.
and they're gonna bail right out of the show, right when we're hitting our stride.
Yeah.
Right when we're hitting our stride.
So Zoom Care is not poggers, maybe.
I mean, my toe is not poggers. I'll tell you what. Zoom Care was pretty poggers today.
Yeah.
And the third thing, the third thing, bald caps. Are they poggers?
Oh yeah, you've been wearing that for the Bane mask show.
Shh. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking. What? There's no Bane mask show.
Oh, I thought.
No.
Did that?
I mean, I have a friend by the name of Slutty Bane who is on a different show at different times.
Gotcha.
They might wear a bald cap.
I've leaked all your secrets.
But I'll tell you right now, I have never worn a bald cap in my life, and you can't prove it.
And your toe's fine.
And my toe's fine. Bald caps, are they poggers?
I'm gonna say no in the summer, but yes in the winter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because a bald cap is almost like a warm.
It's hot.
A warm winter hat.
You're gonna get hot.
Yeah.
You're gonna get hot in there.
Well, see now, these bald caps, and I've never worn them before. These bald caps are made out of almost like a stocking material. Like a nylon stocking material.
Is it a stocking?
And I'll tell you, they're very short.
No, it's a professional cap.
They're bald caps.
Yeah.
They're caps to make you look bald.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is they breathe.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like a lot of bald caps rubber.
Right.
Rubber.
Yes. Probably.
They're gonna do a number on your ding dang head.
I would wear a swim cap sometimes, so it's not my friend.
Swim caps, that's how they get you.
It is.
That's how they get you.
They got me. Yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah, poggers in the winter, not poggers in the summer.
All right. And that concludes our important segment. And it also sort of brings us in towards the end of our show. And I did remember the thing. Yeah, we used silicone ones with prosthetic. Yeah, So maybe that's what it is. Rubber ones, not poggers. Nylon ones, sometimes poggers.
Yeah.
But I did last time at the end of the show, I was trying to remember the thing that we had said towards the beginning of the show that I wanted to be our sign-off phrase, and I found it. I did the work, and so it's our sign-off phrase forever now because I put even a little bit of effort into it.
Yeah.
And so our sign-off phrase now, just full of Mac.
Back that Mac up.
I'm just all backed up with Mac.
You are.
Our sign-off phrase is pour hot tea all over your legs and feet.
Really?
Yeah, that's what our sign-off phrase is.
Okay. Cool. It's weird because we have. I feel like is our logo coffee?
It could be tea. You don't know that it's not tea.
I always assumed it was coffee.
Tea is also brown.
I don't like brown tea.
I drink brown tea every ding day.
I exclusively drink brown tea.
It is mud. You're right. You got us. It's a cup full of mud. Oh yeah, and also, it's the other sign-off phrase is just filled to the brim with Mac.
Brimmer's macaroni,
just all macked up.
Brimmer's macaroni is your new gamer tag.
Anyway, this has been World's Hottest Goss. I'm Brimmer's macaroni, and this is
I'm the real Hartenfeld's hair.
The real Hartenfeld's hair. And we're just full of Mac.
Yep.
And you know what? Hey.
Thanks for being here.
Pour hot tea all over your legs and feet.
And I always say, let's start the show.
Oh, say that, and then I'll say the...
Or you can say that, and then I'll say, let's start the show.
Okay, well, let's bring back to the top.
Okay.
From the top.
Is it Poggers?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Thank you for watching World's Hottest Goss. I'm Brimmer's macaroni, and this...
is the real Hartenfeld's hair.
Hey, pour hot tea all over your legs and feet.
And let's start the show.